The emergency beacon had gone silent 12 days ago. Commander Thexla of the Galactic Survey Corps stared at the jungle canopy below, his mandibles clicking in frustration. Verdara 7, classified as a Class 9 Deathworld, sprawled beneath the rescue shuttle like a green nightmare. The statistics were brutal. Atmospheric toxins that could dissolve Klaxian chitin in hours, predators with electromagnetic sensing organs, and flora that actively hunted anything with a heat signature. Any signs? Thexla asked his scanning officer. Negative, Commander. The humans' last known coordinates are in Sector 47 Delta, but the interference from the planet's magnetic storms makes detailed scanning impossible. Dr. Mason Cole had been leading a botanical expedition when his team's transport had malfunctioned. They'd crashed deep in the jungle. The other 3 crew members, 2 Valtorians and a Centauri navigator, had been recovered within 6 hours, barely alive and babbling about horrors in the shadows. But Cole had wandered away from the crash site, and the jungle had swallowed him whole. 12 days on Verdara 7. No human had survived more than 48 hours on a Class 9 Deathworld without full protective gear. Cole had been wearing standard field equipment, laughably inadequate for this nightmare. Commander, the scanning officer's voice pitched higher. I'm detecting movement. Sector 47 Delta, it's bipedal. Human-size signature. Thexla felt his 3 hearts accelerate. Impossible. Prepare for immediate retrieval. Get a med team ready. The shuttle descended through the toxic mist, landing in a small clearing. The landing party emerged in full environmental suits, weapons drawn. The jungle around them seemed to pulse with malevolent life. Something howled in the distance, a sound that made even the battle-hardened Klaxians hesitate. Then they saw him. Dr. Mason Cole emerged from the tree line, and Thexla felt his certainty about reality crack slightly. The human was not only alive, he looked healthy. Better than healthy. His skin was tanned, his eyes bright and alert. He carried a makeshift backpack woven from what appeared to be dried vines bulging with contents. But that wasn't what made the entire landing party freeze. Walking beside Cole, matching his pace with an almost casual grace, was a Verderan stalker. Thexla had seen the classified footage. Stalkers were apex predators, 3 meters of muscle, razor-sharp claws, and a jaw that could crush starship hull plating. They hunted in packs and had been responsible for the deaths of 17 survey team members over the past decade. This one was younger, perhaps a juvenile, but still easily capable of tearing a human apart. It wore what appeared to be a collar made of braided plant fiber, and it was purring. Commander, Cole called out cheerfully, waving. Good timing. I was just heading back to the crash site. The stalker, Thexla's mind refused to process this, sat down next to Cole like some sort of domesticated pet. Dr. Cole, Thexla managed, his translator struggling with his shock. Please, step away from the predator. Slowly, Cole looked down at the creature and laughed. Actually laughed. Oh, you mean Zara? She's friendly. Found her caught in a strangler vine 3 days ago. Poor thing was just a scared cub. That cub could disembowel you in seconds, the medical officer whispered over the comm. Nah. Cole scratched behind what Thexla supposed were the stalker's auditory organs. The creature leaned into the touch, its tail, tipped with a bone spike, wagging slightly. Zara's smart. Smarter than most dogs back home. Once I freed her and shared some food, we kind of bonded. Thexla noticed the human's definition of some food seemed to include several carcasses of smaller predators strapped to his pack. Dr. Cole, you've been missing for 12 days. On a Class 9 Deathworld. How are you alive? Cole shrugged. Honestly, it wasn't that bad once you figure out the ecosystem. The toxic atmosphere, only at ground level in the valleys. Sleep in the trees and you're fine. The carnivorous plants? They use heat signatures, so if you cover yourself in mud from the cold streams, they ignore you. The predators? Most of them hunt at night and rely on echolocation. Be quiet during darkness, move during the day, and you're golden. He patted his backpack with obvious pride. Plus, I found this incredible fungus that's basically nature's protein bar. Tastes like chicken. And these fruits, he pulled out a spiky purple orb, are packed with vitamins. I've been eating better than I did on the ship. The medical officer approached cautiously with a scanner. Commander, his vitals are extraordinary. Heart rate is optimal, no signs of toxin exposure, muscle mass has actually increased. By the ancestors, his gut microbiome has adapted to process local flora. Humans evolved as persistence hunters, Cole explained, as if this was obvious. We're designed to adapt and survive. Earth was a death world too, you know. Sure, we civilized it, but the instincts are still there. He grinned. My ancestors survived ice ages, plagues, and predators that make Zara here look like a house cat. 12 days in a jungle? That's just camping. Zara, as if understanding she'd been mentioned, chirped, a surprisingly melodious sound, and nuzzled against Cole's leg. You befriended an apex predator, Thexla said slowly, in 12 days. Well, when you save someone's life, they tend to remember it. Cole's expression softened. Zara was dying when I found her. The vine had been draining her blood for probably a day. I cut her free, cleaned her wounds with sap from a medicinal tree, and shared my food. Turns out kindness works across species. The implications were staggering. Humans didn't just survive death worlds, they thrived on them. They made friends with the monsters. Dr. Cole, Thexla said carefully, regulations require you to leave the stalker behind. The human's expression hardened. Respectfully, Commander, no. Zara's coming with me. She's intelligent, she's loyal, and she saved my life twice from pack hunters. She's family now. The xenobiology regulations can be amended. Cole's voice carried that peculiar human quality, determination backed by absolute certainty. I'm writing a full report recommending Verteran stalkers for sapience testing. Zara understands commands, shows emotional reciprocity, and demonstrates problem-solving abilities. She's a person, not a specimen. Thexla looked at the stalker. It looked back, and for a moment he could have sworn he saw intelligence in those eyes. Awareness, curiosity, and something that might have been hope. Very well, Thexla said finally. But she stays in quarantine during transport. Deal. Cole smiled and spoke to Zara in soft, reassuring tones. The creature followed him toward the shuttle, tail wagging. As they lifted off, Thexla watched the human settle Zara into a containment area, speaking to her constantly, keeping her calm. The creature never once tried to attack or escape. Later, in his report, Thexla would write, recommend revising human danger classification from standard to variable extreme. Humans do not merely survive hostile environments, they domesticate them. Dr. Cole's actions on Verdera 7 demonstrate an adaptive capacity and social bonding behavior that defies conventional xenobiological models. Humanity, it seems, makes friends where others make enemies. This may be their most dangerous trait of all. In the medical bay, Cole shared his fungus protein bars with the curious medical staff, while Zara slept peacefully beside him, her massive head resting on his lap. Just another human, doing what humans do best, surviving, adapting, and refusing to be alone. Even on a death world, they found family.